let us know. If you do have any questions, I might, just because I am finding that the connection on the internet is a little bit faint right now. So I'm just going to do what I can, and hopefully this carries through. So this is a reading for Gemini, and again, this will be for the month of October 2025. Now, I don't want to be too catastrophic, but certainly there is some cards here that do have some magnitude and some heavier energy. But of course, I have asked some of the more positive aspects as well, and we'll get to that for sure. So don't be alarmed by the initial onset of the situation. So for the month of October, I do believe either this is something that's currently happened for a lot of you, or you may be in the throes of it here very shortly. Decision on a Monday or a Wednesday. Um, so again, it's general, take it as it resonates, but this is just sort of the general aspects I'm sensing. So what I see here right off the bat is the Tower. Now I have pulled clarifiers, so we'll go through each of the major cards, and then the clarifiers will sort of detail things in a little bit more, flesh out a little bit more. And then of course I have a couple of other cards that will be from other decks. So we'll get to those here in a minute. So more oracle based, but they're still tarot. Anyway, Tower card, you are looking at some kind of shakeup. So whatever's happened here at the beginning of October, I would say there's been a sudden upheaval or a shocking event. You've got some kind of revelation of some sort here, but either way, it's disruption. It could also be relative to a relationship or a connection, but it's certainly something that's coming in here rather rapidly. There's fast movement, there's fast communication. Something happened quickly, and then after that initial disruption, there was definitely some disappointment with the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups does indicate there has been a certain level of apathy, sadness, some kind of dissatisfaction, and then you're having to really reevaluate what really matters here for you in this next little period. So again, we'll kind of give a summary at the end, but we also have your card, the Two of Cups. So this is Gemini, may be relevant for you, the air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is what I also have seen coming through here. But there is some kind of emotional apathy. Like I said, there's just carrying burdens, feeling overwhelmed, the responsibility. In summary, I feel like the start of October begins with an upheaval, and there is something that's shaking your foundation. It triggers fast, it moves, and there's the potential to work together. But you are still nonetheless feeling weighted down by whatever the responsibilities are in this situation. But it's happened somewhere either right away in that first, it's somewhere in the first week of October, that upheaval, that rapid event, and then there's kind of a reassessment. And maybe we'll go through, because what I want to say is there is some positives here. We do have, sorry, just making a little bit of a shift here. So we've got the Page of Wands. This, of course, does indicate that there is some form of communication, some form of activity, or something here about a new opportunity or a message or something about a creative project kind of moving forward here as well. So if whatever the tower was is also correlated to this, there is some quick action, something that's taking place where you'll get a communication. So there is something that could be even around a legal aspect here with that King of Swords, but nonetheless, it does still indicate that you could be dealing with a legal aspect or a judgment or something here with, like I said, a legal entity or something that is more corporate in structure. But either way, there's a decision-making process that needs to take place. You may also be trying to be more objective in the situation here as well. But I feel like if that is the case, it's because you're feeling is a level of restriction, self-sabotage, something here about unsure about your next move. And I feel like you're feeling like, again, it's a self-imposed limitation. So there is definitely some fear that's kind of building there, but it could be in around a structure, it could be around a larger entity, governmental or, bank or whatever this is for you. But this structure or this authority, something has a level of control. It is bringing some kind of rule into the situation. So I wanted to say we're going to go through all the fires and go a little deeper, but that's sort of the general energy that's coming up. Now we're also into the energy of sorry, I'm just trying to find my next cards out here. Okay, so we also have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is a fast moving energy. It's also an emotional energy. We'll try to go through more relationship stuff here afterward, but basically, this is an emotional or intuitive approach to a situation. So I feel like there is going to be some level of justice brought to the situation. So there could be something here that is involved in trying to level this out and trying to create more of a fair balance or fair outcome in the situation, because justice is all, again, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, also very strongly relevant. This could be in around a situation that's dealing with money. It's something here of a beginning of financial or an educational opportunity as well. But I still feel like this could be around some kind of potential offer. And this could be a small job for others, like something that's coming through, but it's a potential for small. Again, this could be around contracts, financial institutions, a financial decision, or a legal matter. And again, it could be, the justice may be handling that situation. So there's something here that you might feel limited by, again, with the Eight of Swords, but it is something that is that's following through regardless. Decision making, contracts, negotiation, emotional, spiritual, kind of financial review of things. Like I said, I mean, that card in itself still indicates there's some kind of disappointment or heartbreak. You're going to have to follow your resilience. You're protecting your boundaries, all of that. Again, institution, something along that line. But there's something here regarding Hierophant is dealing with traditional wisdom, mentorship, anything that deals with spiritual guidance, or in other cases, just a spiritual, like an institution. Resilient, but something is being revealed by the institution that is creating a bit of a situation for you. However, you do have the Fool. So there's something here that makes like you're going to be going into a new beginning or a new adventure. There's something along that line. Despite the fact that it is still a situation conflict. So, I mean, you are looking at the King of Pentacles, and this could also be regarding someone who has money, but it's also, somebody who like, you feel disappointed in the way things work. Of I don't want to say protection or anything, but emotionally, this is what I see you moving toward, like emotional mastery or finding some sense of a compassionate decision. Like there's something here of this could be dealing with because the bottom card changed here. Something is going to change. It's like a turning point. It's something fated. So by late October, it's a mixture of both, emotional reflection, practical grounding, but you're going to have to face disappointment or an ending. Just follow your inner wisdom, intuition, things along that line, to move into this new beginning and see things from a fresh start. So something may not have worked out in the way that you had hoped, but I feel by that fourth week of October, you'll feel like you've got more emotional clarity. With this card here, and certainly it is going to be some forward to a new beginning, new opportunity. So early October, the again sudden change, emotional reevaluation. Again, this could be in regards to a relationship here as well, but there's a lot of reflection in that first week because of some kind of sudden change, tower moment, significant alteration around probably finances there, but it's impacted you emotionally. By mid October, you're going to be taking control of your life in some way, and you're going to start using logic and trying to be more disciplined and trying to be more practical, down to earth with the way that you deal with things. You're going to try to remove them to right the situation from that tower moment. Now, by late October, like I said, there's going to be this emotional processing that's going on. That's where you get that spiritual insight. That's where you had the Hierophant, or sorry, the High Priestess that came out there with the other cards because you had the Fool, the Hierophant right there. So again, I feel like you're in that stage where that emotional late October, that emotional processing will help to bring you some kind of understanding, better understanding of your situation and perhaps how to go forward. But you will be releasing, you will be letting go of the things that have been difficult for you. So, financially, professionally, whatever that is, it's going to help to stabilize you in some way because you are getting ready for a new beginning and you're just going to let go what you can't control. So, again, the key theme here for October so far that I see, and again, we're going to do just a couple of other quick cards, is, change, upheaval. That was the Tower, Eight of Wands in the beginning. You're going to be balancing out things by, being a lot more logical and trying to rein in your emotions. You're letting go of the things that you can't control, and you're really going to start to try to stabilize yourself financially, because I feel like even though it's a new beginning and there's some big changes you're going through in October, I feel like your finances have been the thing that's been impacted the most. So stay grounded. This is your advice during the chaos. Don't react impulsively. Use your intuition and your logic again. Use that together. Financially, career opportunities are coming, but just be disciplined and open to receive. There is emotional endings, and that's a part of the growth, but embrace things and let go of the things you can't control. So again, there's a karmic cycle or an unexpected turn with that wheel of fortune that is what's happening for you in this month of October. Okay, so now we're going to get into the Akashic Tarot, and that is different deck over here. So the Akashic Tarot is starting out with the Three of Roses. So this one is actually where, so I'm trying to remember what the deck was on that one, who created this one. But either way, this is it's Ann Taylor, and that's what it was. Ann Taylor, Sharon Klinger, I think it was, and Sandra Ann Taylor. But anyway, so we're starting out with Three of Roses, and we only Five of Forces, and then below that we have the Two of Roses, and as well we have the Reflections card, and of course that was a part of the very first one here as well. So, Three of Roses is representing some kind of joy or celebration in the month of October. So, this is a card of community and support, bringing everything together. There's more harmony in your relationships, despite those, the bit of conflict I see that rises. But overall, I feel like this is suggesting that there is going to be some kind of coming together or shared joy with others that you're starting to align with now. There is more of a coming together understanding of the situation, perhaps. But the five of but the sorry loving elementals does indicate there's more of a focus on nature and spirituality, and is kind of a gentle nurturing energy. So I feel like it's encouraging you to give yourself more compassion and care, create more loving environment around yourself and others. That's really, this is an opportunity for you. And I feel like because it's followed up by the Five of Forces, and it does indicate summer winter, this could be you moving in from something that started in the summer that's moving into the winter. It does symbolize that there's been conflict, challenge, or tension, and opposing forces. There's competing priorities, all of that. Will be stuck in a perpetuating um, cycle of back and forth. Now, the Two of Roses exchange, there is something here that does indicate there is going to be more of a collaboration. And again, this could be decisions in love, but there is more of an emotional relationship that seems to be more of a union or a reconciliation. So we also have, again, even with the, where was it? Even with that winged messenger, I mean, that is still a card indicating that there's a message or guidance or inspiration or something that's coming through from higher realms. So you do have spirituality around you. They're trying to give you some guidance. So it's something that you need to pay attention to. So follow those synchronicities, follow the communications from spirit guides or universe. Now, the number 19 is also about reflection, which came through with the tarot cards as well. And this is all in along that same line of encouraging yourself to really self examine where things went wrong. It's not about tearing yourself down. It's about what can you do to make changes so that things are better in the future, or protect yourself better in the future. And again, there's both emotional as well as um, financial elements in October that seem to be very highlighted. So it's again encouraging you to, contemplate, review your past actions and your choices. And it is suggesting insights arising where you pause and reflect, and it's looking for those synchronicities. So this again, time of a theme of relationships or connections and emotional exchange. So again, there's something here indicating that there's spiritual guidance and support. You're connecting with higher energies. You definitely have natural forces around you that will help to provide more clarity. And hi, Eliza. And so we also, again, have more of an awareness of cycles when we're looking at the summer to the winter. Again, they're contrasting, so it's you trying to find a balance between, the things that are in contrast. So again, there's something here about you pausing and learning how to integrate those experiences, the things that you so again, start nurturing your connections is really the message. Pay attention to guidance from spirit, and just take the time to reflect on your choices and the challenges that are before you at this time. Because before you move through, you want to be able to know that you have really evaluated the situation and you can move forward with inner clarity. You don't want to make quick, hasty decisions to just move in haste. So now we're going to go into the last ones here, which are this is rabbit spirit, and got a few of them out here. So we're starting out with rabbit spirit. Now this is the spirit animal meanings, and this does indicate fertility. So there's something here about a level of abundance or something fertile, something is starting to grow, and there will be a new opportunity for you in the future here with koala spirit. So spirit has a plan. So there is something that's going to come together for you. So it does suggest a new opportunity, a creative project, or a resource that's going to enter into your life and things will be easier for you. Now, it is encouraging you with the peacock spirit, excuse me, to, careful planning and gentle persistence, basically, is what that is. Um, with the rabbit spirit and this combined. So there is going to be something here again with that koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. So there may be something here that you need to, it's like a period of rest, grounding, self care. That's what that refers to. Slowing things down, nurture yourself. Good things include stability and comfort and protection. So energy supports that recovery and that balance. But it does mean, keep pushing through to, really understand where things went wrong so that you can self correct those things. But it's also slowing down enough to pay attention and know what needs to be corrected. So, like I said, I do feel like you're in a space with this card. There's more beauty, there's more confidence, there's more self expression. There could be something creative that you're working on, but either way, I feel like opportunities will eventually be shining through. You're going to start to see things come through in a professional way, in a social or a creative way. So good things are coming. Like I said, and this could be more socializing or social success in some way because you seem to be attracting more positive attention with that card. Now, the parrot spirit is watch your words. There's something here again about how you express yourself. You want to make sure that it is, proper or appropriate communication for the situation, where you're still continuing to learn. There's more playful expression, and it indicates messages or new knowledge or opportunities again to share your voice. So something along that line. But there's good things that include connections, new conversations, creative or educational growth, as I mentioned. So overall, I do feel like there will be abundance and growth. There is going to be some kind of a signal of a new opportunity that's going to come through for you. See, as I said, there was only the page that came through there. So there's something that's going to have to be, built on, but it does mean that it will help you to create more creative and material success for yourself, and there's more emotional stability, and certainly the rest and staying, restoring your energy in the month of October seems to be key. But you will be drawing more attention to yourself by expressing yourself in a positive, your communication is very highlighted, that you have more of a playful creative sort of energy in this period. So it is a mix of growth, like I said, and there is some kind of emotional restoration, and opportunities to communicate better. So stay grounded, be more charming, because this is really you attracting more positive energy and experiences to yourself, or you have that opportunity because the energy is around you. So, best advice I would say is during those low points, accept that uncertainty is a part of that natural order. There's peace that comes from focusing only on what's within your control. And, having that that with, more balanced thinking. This moment feels heavy, but it's temporary and I've overcome worse, so you want to create more self-soothing conversations with yourself, mindfulness, grounding yourself through, warm blanket, herbal teas, deep breaths, feeling your feet, touch the floor, get out into nature, things of that sort. So if there is a setback that hits you personally or in a business way of some sort, remember it's not a failure, it's just information, it's data. You can use that to redirect your energy and then take a break, again, mindful break. So that's when you feel your breath, deep meditative breaths, deep, positive conversations, but something that helps you to center yourself before you make your next decision. And then again, when you feel emotionally numb, lost, or unseen, this is where you can say, meaning isn't given, it's created. So this is where, even despite that pain, you choose to care or you choose to create. And it gives your life value. And that's something that Viktor Frankl had indicated. So, this way or that way, nobody cares. List the real, and I don't mean nobody cares as in cares. What I mean by that is, you know, the one that needs to make these decisions for yourself because you're the one that needs to be your own best friend. So it's not that nobody cares, but it's more about, and if you feel that nobody there for me, I care about myself today in such and such way, and I'm going to do this for myself. It's radical acceptance. It's about acknowledging that something hurts without fighting that reality. It is what it is. You can choose the path of peace or you can choose loneliness. And when loneliness hits, instead of scrolling or withdrawing or you anything like that, you have to remind yourself, I feel unseen right in this moment, and that's do art or write, whatever that is for you. I feel on your high points for this period, you're enjoy those little successes, but stay humble and balanced and don't be riddled with pride and arrogance because what the universe gives also takes away. Things that you earn through perseverance and creativity, I feel, are key this month. So you want to use your wise mind, enjoy the emotional highs, keep things practical, your mind aware of your boundaries and the next steps. And again, finally, in close, pause, breathe, name the things that you're proud of this month and also, celebrate without self-sabotaging by planning your ground move, saving, scheduling, resting, do something that's going to aid yourself in some positive way. There is something here about, your real self is the most healing thing. When you act from your real self, you will know how to heal yourself. You want to replace what if people think I'm too much with it's okay to be fully myself. I attract those who match my energy. So again, it's still something along the lines of you are in a space of becoming. Points show that you still have, but showing compassion to yourself really key this month. And I feel like just remember, these are sort of the key moments. You do have a lot of things to kind of work through, but most of it is changing the stinking thinking, as they say, trying to ground yourself more and do more acts of healing for yourself. And again, it's a mix of growth, recognition, and communication seems to be, there's going to be more opportunities to be social. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Keep moving forward, never give up. It's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be.